Mossberg MVP-LR. Let's go. So I originally was looking at this rifle for similar reasons to what a lot of people are looking for this. It has the capability of accepting M14 magazines and DPMS pattern AR-15 magazines, which is really cool. A lot of the other stuff out there on the market takes detachable magazines, but some of the issues with it is they're just single stack magazines. They're expensive. You may not have them already, so you're gonna be incurring an additional cost to have those. So I thought, just from a logistics standpoint, it'd be nice to have a precision bolt action rifle that can accept magazines that I already have on hand or can easily acquire. So I may be coming at this from a little different perspective than most. The reason I acquired this rifle was for M.I.L.E.S simulated engagements, so that I can issue this rifle out to people and they can actually use this under field conditions and use all their same fundamental skills that they have learned utilizing a bolt action rifle, but now they can pressure test it under force on force engagements. So I originally going into this rifle, I had some notions that after I purchased it ended up being incorrect. The first notion I had on this rifle was it was a synthetic stock. No, this is actually a wood stock with green paint on it. Okay, that's kind of disheartening to me, because I've talked to other people in the rental industry, in particular Dr. Christopher Larson with TACOM Media. He does a lot of work with One Shepherd Leadership Institute, and there was a while that he was running Woodstock AK rifles, and his quote was, "Yeah, we turn those Woodstocks into mush." So this being a Woodstock rifle, I have some trepidations, but I'm gonna go ahead and press it into service. We'll see if my results differ from him. If not, that's great. If so, I guess maybe putting it in a different chassis system or something. The problem with some of those chassis systems, though, is it looks like they lose this capability to accept the DPMS and M14 pattern magazines, unless I go with the Mossberg chassis system, which probably will be a better option, because I really, like I said, like that capability. So the other thing that I didn't like, in particular, for my purposes, is this cheek riser. It's not retained. Okay, so for an end user, this may not be a problem. From a rental standpoint, I'm worried this thing is going to come up MIA. So we'll see what happens. I might put a lanyard on this thing. Time will tell. And then another issue I had was the magazine release. Dude, this gun, the location of the original mag release is not intuitive. I mean, it's nice and sleek, and I get where they're going at. It's keeps that same lines and profile of a traditional sporting arm with a fixed box magazine. But dude, I'll roll some stills in here, but you couldn't really easily access this. And like, if you had like gloves on, that'd be a complete no-go in the winter. I mean, there's barely enough room for just my fingers, and I have medium size hands, nothing like sausage fingers. If you're a guy with sausage fingers, it ain't gonna work. It just ain't gonna fit in the hole. So what I did is I did some modification to make it a little bit more accessible, and to make it a little bit more obvious where the magazine releases. That's important. It needs to be intuitive, especially, like I said, if I'm pressure testing people utilizing this rifle. So this is the solution I came up with. There might be a better option, but without me doing extensive modification and redesign to the magwell itself, I think this is probably how they should have came out from the factory. I mean, yeah, granted the lines are, but it's now, in my opinion, serviceable. While before it was a no-go. The other thing that I didn't like from a rental standpoint is this bolt, right? If you push on the bolt handle down and forward, you're fine. If you push it straight forward, you're fine. But if you cam this dude up and forward, it ain't gonna hit, or it ain't gonna go in a battery. And if you see right here, what's going on is the back of this bolt is hitting on this ramp. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. It's hitting on that ramp, okay? And you can cam this up to where it does not want to easily go in a battery. And like I said, you know, if you know this gun, not a problem. But I'm going to be issuing this rifle out to people of all different backgrounds, all different skill levels, and all different amounts of knowledge. And I just would rather them have a rifle that it's intuitive, they can pick it up, and they can just put it to work. And they can focus on their fundamentals, their tactics, and their teamwork, and not necessarily worry about their equipment. Their equipment, I believe, needs to be seamless so they can focus on the bigger picture of what they're doing out there. And that, to me, kind of just detracts from that. And I'm not trying to, like, all over this gun. I think are a lot of cool things about it. I like the adjustable cheek riser. I really do like the ability for it to accept all these different magazines. But there's these little things that I'm not super happy with. The trigger on it is super nice, super lightweight, super crisp, right? Like almost no over travel. Minimal amount of take up. It actually doesn't feel like any take up whatsoever. The only take up is on this little blade, right? And you know, I'm not a really big fan of triggers on top of triggers. I mean, I just don't really see the point in that. I know that's the industry standard nowadays for lightweight triggers, but it doesn't make much sense to me, aside from a lawyer type thing. So one of the other interesting things with this Mossberg is the pistol grip it got on there actually is asymmetric. So you got a little bit more material removed on the right hand side than you do on the left. But you know, if a lefty needs to press a right hand action into service, you know, you still got a little bit of meat there to rest your palm on. So, you know, it's not a terrible detraction to have it a little bit more right-handed optimized. Some of the other nice things with this rifle is you can be on fire or safe and still manipulate the bolt. There's actually a fair amount of room also underneath this Picatinny rail, where if you want to individually load, these are blanks, 308 blanks, you can just kind of pop them in there and drop them in. So if you need to like top up your gun, if you don't have enough magazines on hand and just have loose ammunition, you can actually get your fingers in here enough to put in individual cartridges. So I think that's pretty nice too. It's, you know, sometimes a little fiddly if you get it too far back or get it too far forward, but you know, it's still very doable in a pinch if you need to, which, you know, is always a plus, right? But you know, there's a lot of other people out there that'll talk about, you know, how this gun shoots, accuracy, whatnot. I just wanted to talk about some of the things from my perspective, from a M.I.L.E.S service provider, some of the pros and cons of this rifle. I hope this helps in your purchasing decisions. Like I said, there's a few things I wish I knew about going into this, but you know, well, it's not enough for me to say this is junk, get rid of it. I did make some modifications that other people may not have the capability to perform. I understand that. If I was not able to make that modification, I don't know if this rifle would have been right for me. You're going to have to make that decision on your own. I looked out there for aftermarket magwells. Looks like there's a lot of people providing the 5.56 aftermarket bottom metal, they call it. But I didn't see any available for the 308. That might be because of the patterns that Mossberg has on this magwell. But I don't know that to be fact. So, like I said, hope this helps, guys. Take care.